perhaps achieve tolerance of others, as well as care and forgiveness for ourselves. But you need to know to understand this is that there was a medical theory in antiquity, Galen had it, that when you were born with a certain amount of what was called radical moisture, or spirit. Now look, I'm Canadian, as you've heard, and they don't tell us about sexuality. It's too late. Sometimes I have to talk about it and I get terribly embarrassed. Here's one of those times. You see, radical moisture is most condensed in sexual fluids. And when you had used yours up, it was one and all take, you were gone. So you see the implication of this. You don't want to use it up in an orgy of activity early on. But also, you might want not to die with too much left over. So you need to understand that first line. Listen to it. The expense of spirit. And now that word waste, W-A-S-T-E, can also be heard as W-A-I-S-T. Shakespeare speaks both worlds of us, the great amphibian, at once. The expense of spirit, in a waste of shame, is lust in action. Until action, lust is perjured, murders, bloody, full of blame. Savage, extreme, rude, cruel, not to trust. Enjoyed no sooner, despised it straight. Past reason, hunted, and no sooner had past reason hated as a swallowed babe on purposely to make take her mad. It was done. It was out there. That person wanted it. It was done just to trap me. Mad in pursuit and in possession so. Having, and in quest to have extreme. But bliss improved a very woe. Before, joy proposed. Behind, the dream. All this, the world well knows. Yet none knows well to shun the heaven that leads me to this hell. Shakespeare is speaking of sexuality. He is speaking of the expense of spirit, the sense of purity, which we can have and you apply it to national policy, to personal ethics. And if we do fall below ourselves, what do we do? There's a poem I love. It's that rubric, Bring Me the Sunflower. I want to pass it on to you. The best of the human, for me, is not whether or not they fall below themselves. Is there anyone here who hasn't done it? Radically. You will. But what you do thereafter. In an area small and large in my life, I try to keep around an image of ongoing aspiration toward the best that's in me. The best that you can show, the best that's in the world. And how many of you have seen a field of sunflowers? How many of you have? You know, they're marvelous. They pick up their roots and turn to the sun. Superb. They'll also grow in salt soil. The image of salt here is for the burned over nature of a life in which one has used up so much of oneself. And I keep in my office a little sunflower, so that when I go to class, and I feel I've fallen below what I want to achieve with it and for my students, and I'm feeling so sorry for myself, I go back to the office. I see that sunflower, unless they look round, get out of their own way and get better next day. Go on, this newspaper gives you, they may. And the sunflower then. Oh, one more thing you need to know. Anybody here know Italian? Do what you do, okay? In Italian, hi Gabriella, in Italian, you can say, sono impazzito di pizza. I'm absolutely mad about pizza. You can also say, sono impazzito della luce. I'm mad about life. Francis could say, sono impazzito di Dio. I'm madly in love with God. Plato would say, I'm madly in love with the idea of the good. And now we're ready. Bring me the sunflower, that I may transplant it into my desert soil, burned over with salt, and that it may show all the day long to the azure mirrors of heaven the anxiety of its gentle yellow face. Dark things turn to the light. Colors empty themselves in a flow of hues. These words of mine turn to music, to vanish into something else, is therefore the greatest of all good fortunes. Bring me the plant which leads, where blonde transparencies arise, and where life turns to air at its essence. Bring me the sunflower, madly in love with the light. My appeal, create an image of the beauty you love and keep round you. I don't know what your image will be for the rest of your lives. An image of that aspiration toward the good, which is central to you. Now, with that central rubric, number 5, on my watch, on your watch.